All right, let's start with step number one. Step number one is when the club moves from the ground to when it's parallel to the ground, okay? What you like to see at step one is when the club is parallel to the ground, it's also parallel to the target line, okay? And this gets confusing for a lot of people because you could sit here and swing the club back just like this with your wrist and not turn your shoulders, and the club looks parallel to the ground and parallel to the target line. But as soon as you start turning, the shaft would obviously get too flat and the club head get more behind you. What you'd like to do is not only have the club parallel to the ground and parallel to the target line, but also have the club centered in front of you. And this is what confuses a lot of people. So when you start out with the swing, the club is in front of you, all right? It's not behind you or beside you, it's literally in front of your body. So as you make a good step one, which should start with a shoulder turn, right? The shoulders move the ribs move the hips move the knees, and if you're Jack Nicklaus even, you move your feet, all right? You'd like to combine all those moves into one. So the club should have a certain amount of up feel with the wrist hinged this way, a back feel with the shoulder turned, and the arms in. So if we can turn the shoulders, have the club moving up the right amount as you turn, the club will be parallel to the ground when it's parallel to the target line and still be in front of my stomach, okay? Instead of this way. And this is what you see most of the time with golfers. You get the club going too flat, going back in step one, you're gonna have to do some serious compensation in your swing to get it back to the impact in the right spot. So a lot of ways to feel it. This is a little club box. If you just set your club on the shaft on the box and started turning your shoulder and just drag it back, a key point for you should be the handle of the club should be pointing at your right pocket as you go back and you end up in step one. All right, versus just the wrist, okay? All right, so it's a little combination of a wrist hinge, turning your shoulders, but keeping that handle into your pocket. You could feel the wrist feeling like as you turn, pulling your wrist back. All right, that's another way to feel it. All right, just keeping the butt of the club as a reference point. All right, and that is a good way to feel it. Watch Sanjay M or Colin Morikawa, somebody that's got some really good step one positions, and watch how slow they do it. That's probably the biggest thing. People go too fast. They get here, they whip that club back in so fast. Take your time, slow, like your super slow motion at first. Turn, up, good. Over and over again, and then you can move up to step two.